Okay, history has certainly made it no secret that I'm not the world's biggest Black Veil Brides fans, and it definitely means I won't be getting any Christmas cards from them this year or probably anytime soon. That's alright though, opinions are opinions, and opinions are fine. One thing that isn't an opinion though, that's actual fact, is that they have a lot of fans. A literal army. In fact, that's what their fandom is called, the Black Veil Brides Army. Now, with any band that has a legion of fans, there's a legion of detractors, and this is a band that is wildly recognizable. It's one that's on the tongues of many people and recognizable by those who are perhaps not even familiar with them, to the point where some publications have actually gone out of their way to write articles attempting to defend or defame the band. Now, while I myself will constantly go back to their music to seek that album of theirs where I guess I finally get it, there are many people that are unwilling to even give this band a shot. Now, I'm going to stay on the outside here because I'm more so interested in the collective masses. So here are 5 reasons why people hate the Black Veil Brides, and as always, we're going to begin with number 5. And number 5 is that the bands that they're associated with give them a bad reputation. Now, whenever you are at a party, perhaps, and you are talking with somebody and a third party comes up and says, "Hey, do you like hard rock? Do you like heavy metal? So do I! You know what bands I really like? I like the Black Veil Brides and Falling in Reverse and Blood on the Dance Floor and Avenged Sevenfold," and you turn to your friend and you do one of these. Yeah, it's probably happened to all of us. We feel your pain, but this is also something that's a bit ridiculous. It's based around a lot of different debates that have come over the past, decade or so. This new breed of hard rock or heavy metal group, all depending once again on your designation, has definitely bred debate. And while it has been good for the genre, considering it keeps the conversation going, it's also one where it seems to have a lot of an exclusiveness or an inclusiveness angle that's straight behind it, with a lot of younger fans trying to get in, but thinking that these bands, or feeling that these bands are just enough. It's the fringe line, whereas those who have been in hard rock or heavy metal for a long time feel that they are not quite where they need to be. It's kind of a silly debate, but it's one that definitely happens. But another thing that definitely damages this band's brand and definitely keeps a lot of folks in is considering that association with other groups such as Falling in Reverse, and considering some of the different allegations that have been made based off of some of their namesake practitioners, Ronnie Radke, either that or the folks of Blood on the Dance Floor. It's definitely one that causes some avoidance, considering there's already a negative stigma that's associated with the bands that surround them, so some people will feel that this is just going to happen once again with the Black Veil Brides, and somebody that they quickly try to consider a hero is just really going to be a villain in the end. We'll get to that later. Number 4, the band's look. Now, Black Veil Brides during their earliest days, and really even up until somewhat recently, a couple of years ago, employed a look that definitely seemed resemblant of 1980s glam style metal. In fact, most people considered it to be a bit of a clone, or at least one that felt very similar to that of Motley Crue. Now, the concept of parody in heavy metal or hard rock or whatever it may be is something that comes up quite often. In fact, whenever we talked about 5 reasons people hate Ghost, parody was another aspect, going back to bands such as Merciful Fate or Kiss. So why is this something that draws so much ire? Well, in the eyes of some people that are detractors of this band, it's the fact that they're going for a look that should have died in the 1980s to begin with. There's a large number of individuals that actually feel that glam has absolutely no place in the 20-teens, that it's something that's 30 years old and long since dead, and based off of their look, there's a secondary aspect that's based off of the fact that it's all appearance-based. It's a lot of bases. All your base may belong to appearance. But this is one that certainly breeds a lot of debate, considering they're considered hot topic music, hot topic rock, or hot topic metal. It's something that's really just being sported as a t-shirt, similar to those that you see roaming your hallways, or roaming your local malls, or roaming your local abortion clinics and misfits and related merchandise. That's something that's based just off the name. They actually don't know jack and shit about the band. This is something that's actually a debate not only within outsiders, but also within insiders. The only difference is that within outsiders, it actually keeps people away, whereas with insiders, it just pisses people off. Number 3, their music is unoriginal. This kind of goes a little bit side by side, hand in hand with number 4. The unoriginality aspect is the fact that many people feel that this band is just simply derivative for this age of metal, for this brand new crop of bands that have come in into the 2000s and have brought metal sort of back to a little bit of importance. And that's, of course, for those who actually consider Black Veil Brides a member of the genre. And we could go on and on about that all day, but for right now, we're just going to call them a band, because that's a lot easier. Now, the derivative nature is the fact that it's just some guitar work with, vocals that have a little bit of a registered range, have some growls in there, have some highs, and it really just fits, and it causes a lot of genre debate. Are they screamo? Are they emo? Are they metal? Are they hard rock? Are they this? Are they that? Who really gives a shit? However, the whole unoriginality aspect is also painted in the fact that their music, to many, is just simply not all that good. They feel like they've heard the sound before. They feel like it's definitely a little bit of parody that is intermixed with just an average style band, as opposed to one that is truly all of that groundbreaking, not to mention all of that important. But, hey, to each their own. Number 2, Andy is a douche. Now, I'm sure that you have one friend that's, either a Black Veil Brides hater or somebody who doesn't know a damn thing about the band that takes a look at Andy Biersack's last name and thinks, wow, Andy Ballsack. I really hope that wasn't a joke of mine from 3 years ago. I like the fact that I've grown up. But here's the thing, Andy has not exactly done things that have exactly helped to change or shape his image. While he is seen as a hero, while he is seen as this inclusive warrior for inclusiveness and happiness and believe in yourself and blah blah blah, he's also done some things that have been constricted as tremendously douchey. And this kind of goes back to number 5 with the associations with Ronnie Radke and the folks from Blood on the Dance Floor. There have been a lot of allegations that he is extremely rude to his fans, that he is definitely pressured a lot in order to do certain things, and then kind of responds with a really childish, kind of outlandish display that causes some folks to be turned off by that, and seems to be perfectly okay with his actions. And this is something that was recently kind of triggered once again by a Facebook post that circulated around that somebody stated that one of their friends went to see the band, all they wanted was to get a poster signed, and that Andy threw a temper tantrum and would refuse to do it, and basically said that they could do with one less fan, they would simply get another one. Either way, Andy has certainly gathered a reputation among a lot of people as not being the most forthright individuals, and the outsiders, or those that don't like this band, have certainly taken notice of this and has used it as sort of fuel to the fire as to the reasons why they will not even touch this band's music. But that brings us to number 1, and this one is probably pretty obvious, and that's the fan base themselves. Yeah, it's been a while since the fan base has been truly the biggest reason for a lot of folks just not even exploring a group. You would think that the fan base would actually bring a lot of people in, considering they're an army, and one of an army's biggest facets or, mechanisms is recruitment. And there's no doubt many cases where that has been exactly 100% true. After all, this band did not become a major force in hard rock overnight. It's definitely something that's taken a lot of word of mouth and has taken a lot of sharing in the part of their fan base in order to bring other people on board. And they have a fan base that's both old and young. This is not something that is just reserved for teenagers. However, there are a lot of people that go above and beyond the call of duty whenever it comes to the defense of this band, and it's something that goes back into the war as to whether or not this band is actually good or not. So you can actually throw the music into this as well. Based off of that debate, based off of some of the other elements that we've spoken about, that Andy's a douche, that the music is unoriginal, the look of the band and the bands that they're associated with, the combatants of this group, the fierce dedication that they have to their band is one that kind of goes to some outlandish protocol. I can definitely remember some of the comments from a couple of years ago whenever we spoke about the Black Veil Brides outburst that occurred at the Golden Gods Awards. That also, in that video also included the Blood on the Dance Floor fans as well, but really who's counting at this stage? But some of those comments certainly perpetuated this ideal, going to the point where they wanted to have this savage claim that they were going to report me to the band, and that the band and their army was going to come kick my ass. Well, here I am in 2016, and I'm still standing, so I guess they're waiting on the phone call. But either way, the fan base certainly has had a very large hand in giving this band the number of fans in the army that they have indeed have done. But in the process have also turned a lot of people away. This fandom could easily be double or perhaps triple its size. However, it's been based around a lot of the negative opinion swirling around the way in which they go about their business that perhaps have kept a lot of people away. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 5 reasons why people hate the Black Veil Brides. If you feel that there's something that we missed, definitely post that in the comments below. If you have a band that you think should be explored for this series, then definitely leave your suggestion in the comments below. I definitely do take requests every so often. But until then, my name is CoverKillerNation, and I'll talk to you guys the next time. Take care.